over the hills and fall for love. She's waiting for love to be realized.
Hi all. I hope that you are having a good Tuesday morning. Last week we did some self-help through the tapping, through the emotional freedom technique. And this week I kind of wanted to go over another self-help little exercise or solution. So if you would like, go ahead and grab a pen or a pencil and some paper or your journal or something like that. And you can press pause right now and you can go grab that stuff. And then once you have that, again, if you want, it's up to you, find a comfortable place, find a safe place for yourself, a place where it's comfortable to sit down, but also maybe a comfortable place for you to write down. And I know for me, the anxiety from everything going on, the anxiety from not the uncertain, from the unknown, it can cause, it triggers me, it triggers old fears, it triggers old things that I thought that I had worked through. And so that can then lead to me feeling a lot of shame that I didn't finish my work. I didn't do my work right. I didn't finish it. But I wanted to talk about Gestalt therapy today, and Dr. Fritz Perls, he's the one that started it. And it's a disconnect between the two parts of the body, between the safe and the wanting to change, wanting to be safe and wanting to change. And a book that I had for a class last term or two, by Dr. Ariel Schwartz on complex PTSD, she had some really good mind and body exercises in there, and I liked a lot of the things that she was saying, and because I wanted to use one of her, go off of one of her exercises that she was doing. So right now, wanting to be safe is huge, at least in my mind. I want to be safe. But it's very hard because everything, no matter what I do, everything around me is changing. Like last week we had the 15 days, and then this week now everybody's talking about, okay, when the 15 days are up, what goes on then? So all full of change. And so as life is full of uncertainty and change, don't feel shame about your fear and anxiety, because again, that leads to a deeper sense of fear and a deeper feeling of self-contempt, like you aren't strong enough or don't have the courage enough, or again, haven't done enough work. So I encourage you instead to use your curiosity to accept both of the voices. So accept the shame voice and the fear voice, and then accept that change voice, the one where I've been here and I want to go back here, but this won't let me. So this is where the exercise comes in. Go ahead and get your pen and paper ready and ask yourself, what ways have my fears helped me in the past? Especially if you've been through trauma, complex trauma, which is ongoing trauma, or deep trauma when you were younger, or all kinds of trauma. And now basically a pandemic is a trauma. So in what ways have your fears helped you? What ways have your fears helped you in the past? So a lot of times maybe you've been abused. So your fears and your defenses helped you by either shutting down or running away, or just shutting everything off to protect yourself, or keeping people at a distance to protect yourself. So that may have been something in the past. There's other things, other defenses that you may have that you've worked through and you thought they were done until all of this triggered it and brought it back up. So in what ways did those defenses, those fears help you in the past? And I'll let you write down a few of those. And then along with that, again, in what ways have my defenses kept me safe in the past? So we're going back to that safety. So they kept you safe by being able to hide, or they kept you safe by being able to run away physically or mentally or emotionally from what was bad, from what was happening. So in what ways have your defenses in the past kept you safe? Now we're going to, I think there's birds over there. Now we're going to go to the other side and write down the reasons. Actually, we're not going to go there yet, but so we've got your ways how your defenses have helped you, how they've kept you safe, and now write down some reasons why you should stay the same and not change. Like why you should maybe even go back to where you were, or if you haven't gone through your changing yet, why should you stay where you're at? So write down some reasons that make sense to you why you should stay where you're at. And now we're going to do a little bit of breathing. So look at your paper, look at all that you've gotten written down, and again throughout this whole thing, whenever you need to pause it, pause it. So now you've got everything written down and you've got your reasons why you should stay the way that you are. And then maybe putting that aside for a second, finding your comfortable spot and sitting up tall. Stack your spine. So again, you may close your eyes if it feels okay for you, if it helps you look at things, imagine things. And we're going to stack the spine. So you're stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Stack, 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 and your head is lifting. And let's go ahead and roll our shoulders back and then roll them forward. Good, and you can see that Jake is getting out his anxiety. Good, let's go ahead and crunch up, and then heavily we're gonna let it down. Good, and then crunch up again, and heavily let it down. And one more time, crunch up again, and heavily let it down. Very nice. Let's go ahead and rock from side to side. And again, that might make you feel a little bit safe. It's that rocking side to side and front to back. Very primal, very childlike, bringing you back to maybe when you were going through your trauma, when you were going through your event. Maybe rocking was one of the things that helped you, and that can be a trigger or it can be a safety thing. So again, we're going on the two polar opposites of trying to figure out how to come to balance. So now coming back to center, let's go ahead and inhale and sweep our arms up towards the sky. And then exhale and press the arms down and press the air out. Inhale and lift it up. And exhale and press it down. And inhale and lift it up. Let's bring our palms together. Hold the breath at the top here. So you're still holding your breath. And then exhale as we bring our hands to our heart. Maybe drop your chin to your chest. Maybe your lips to your fingertips or your nose to your fingertips. Just so you have a little bit of touch there. Grounding yourself, bringing yourself back to yourself. And then lifting your head up center. Let's inhale, arms up. And exhale, press those arms down. Inhale, lift it up. Bring hands to prayer and then drop hands, exhaling down. Inhale and lift. And exhale and press. Good. All right, so now we've gotten some grounding. You can go ahead and grab your paper and your pencil again. And now we're going to talk about self-acceptance. We're going to go to the other side so that we can bring balance. So now write down ways that you might feel that you are ready to let go of the self-protection. In what areas are you ready? In what ways are you ready? Or how have you already done this, but the triggers of what's going on right now have brought it back? So write down the ways that you have taken yourself away, let go of that self-protection, if that makes sense. And you can pause it here. And then the next thing is to write down what aspects of your self-protection that you used to use are hindering you from moving you forward. What are the things that you have used in the past, again, your defenses, your self-protection, that you've worked through, but now they're triggered or not triggered, or you haven't worked through them yet. How are those things hindering you from moving forward, from finding happiness, from finding freedom, from moving through to more of your stuff, to work through more of your stuff? And then this is a huge one, what are your reasons for change? Why do you want to change? It's very hard to change or decide to change or do the work to change if you don't have a reason, if you haven't decided yet that yes, I want to move on. And that's where the questioning can come in, where like a year ago you were like, yes, I decided to move on and I've done lots of work, but then a pandemic comes in, a virus, which is unprecedented for our time, remember that, comes in and takes you back to where you think you haven't done any work, and you have. And this is the challenge now, is to bring yourself back, because you can do it. You can do it, and you have done it before. I was hearing some of you may be feeling a little bit anxiety of people that you normally connect with, or people that you normally talk to, or people that are normally like input into you and give you encouragement and stuff. They may not be around right now. You may not be hearing from them. And then it may make you feel like it's your fault. It may make you feel like I did something wrong. But remember, right now is a very, very different time. Again, it's very unprecedented, and so everyone is dealing with this in their own way. And remember, we're going to our base level. So if somebody has a huge family and they're a friend and they haven't talked to you, remember that now they have a huge family that they're taking care of. And so that may be one of the reasons. So again, processing, where is this coming from? And bringing yourself back to balance. So let's go ahead and breathe in some self-acceptance, breathe in some self-awareness, letting yourself accept that yes, you may feel some shame because you've gone back, but knowing that you can move on and move forward, and you can do the work, and you've done the work. So let's find some breathing. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up. And exhale and press it down. And inhale and lift it up. And exhale and press it down. And inhale and lift those arms up. Hold it at the top. Hold that. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And one more time. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up. And exhale, press down for 4, 3, 2, 1. And I have some impatient puppies behind me. There are these really cool giant cranes around here. I don't know if there was one that was walking over here. And they're so cool. And a lot of times, even from a distance, they'll see us and then they'll fly away. But there was a huge white one over there, and it was just standing there the whole time right when we were running by it. So it drives the dogs crazy, but it was also cool because it reminded me of this morning, of that whole fear thing. Like, the other crane flew away, and this crane just stood there and decided that they've seen us enough that we're not going to harm them. I don't know, just a little takeaway for you guys, and I'll do a prayer to bring peace today. So, Lord, I thank you for all those who are listening and who are hearing and who are seeing. I pray over their hearts. I pray over their minds. I pray over their souls. I pray that you give them strength and courage to accept themselves, to accept the past shame, the past anxiety, or the current shame, and to be curious about how that can change. I pray that you keep them safe today. In your name, amen. Hey guys, so I know things might be feeling a little rough, or you might be feeling a little anxious, but there's good news, because Jessica loves Caesar always, and she only wants Caesar. So Jessica loves Caesar always. I want you also to remember today, just like Jesus' love never, ever, ever changes for us, he always loves us, so does Caesar and Jessica. Their love never changes.